Hello folks, welcome to BISPtrainings.com. My name is Amit and today I'm going to help you understand Tibco Spotfire capabilities. We are going to use Tibco Spotfire Desktop 6.5 to understand how to visualize and explore your business data. In today's session I'm going to give you complete hands-on. So before we actually jump into the product and see how to visualize or analyze your data, we understand some of the important keywords and jargons Tibco use. So Tibco Spotfire typically another data visualization tool where you can visualize your data and explore your data. It primarily used to access your business data, analyze and create report dynamically without following or writing a single line of scripting or code. Data exploration is done in the real time by interacting with your visualization. It means you do not require to be a data scientist. You don't need to write any kind of script in order to play around with your data. You can simply click on a couple of mouse click. You can organize your data in a meaningful way so that your business can take an important business decision on top of this. You can also apply data exploration and prepare some meaningful data pattern analysis. So it addresses primarily four important concerns: data integration. So you have a disparate data sources. It may be enterprise warehouse, your personalized Excel sheet, cloud-based database, or conventional RDBMS. Analyze your data, data visualization, and data sharing. So once you visualize data in a meaningful way, you would like to share the same data with your colleagues or managers so that you can discuss and come on the common points. If you compare Tibco with conventional business intelligence tool like Oracle OBI, IBM Cognos, SAP Business Object, they build on top of predefined dimension model. The predefined dimension model on one hand applies certain constraints, or they define the boundaries under which business user can ask question. In order to ask question beyond that boundary, the one has to remodel it, and this is a difficult, time-consuming affair. Tibco Spotfire work in absolute different manner. It doesn't have any predefined dimension boundaries. It allow you to visualize data dimension-free data visualization capabilities, in which you can ask any business question without confining your boundaries. Next, most important feature about Tibco, it's complete in-memory solution, in which your business data sit on top of your server memory, so that data processing would be far faster than compared to your conventional BI tool. If you compare your Tibco Spotfire with other product like Oracle Essbase, Microsoft SSAS, or any other OLAP solution, in order to speed the query performance, they may do a data aggregation, a pre-processing of data or data aggregation beforehand in order to speed the query performance. This is all not needed in a Tibco because it eliminates the need of pre-processing. All data aggregation and processing happen in server memory and is far fast, and people like to use this because data analysis and visualization happen with the speed of thought. Another great capability of Tibco I'd like to highlight over here called data mashup. Data exists in your disparate system, so you may like to integrate your personalized Excel sheet, your personal analysis with your enterprise warehouse data. Without bringing the personalized Excel sheet into enterprise warehouse of data, you can merge these two data sources and give a one uniform view to the customer. So it adds a great value. You do not need to add additional ETL or extract, transform, and load layer. You may be working on the same business for many years, but by looking at the data pattern in a different way, you would be surprised to see some unexplored or unanswered question can be explored now, because you have a different ways of data presentation. You can also highlight, underline, understand your hidden pattern of your data, which was not possible because there were no adequate tool or resources to organize data in a meaningful way. You can put set of questions in a certain order and form a complete story which answer many of the business complicated questions. So we discuss basic keywords. I'm going to jump into my Tibco Spotfire server desktop, and show you how to visualize the data. In today's example, I'm going to use my personalized version of my Excel sheet. As we proceed further, we'll take more examples. It's a series of video sessions in which we explore the capabilities of Tibco step by step. In today's session, I'm going to use only one worksheet, and this is sales data model, sales model. I've taken my data source in a way that it takes data type of each type, one data type of each, one dimension of each data type, like string, number, integer, and all. So it is a typical sales data which consists of country, province, city, product details, store detail, time when transaction happened, and a couple of measures I have taken: sales, operating cost, shipping cost, and what time happened. I would like to demonstrate over here. When your Tibco reads data from Excel sheet, it is smart enough to recognize the dimension type over here. So I open my desktop. Tibco Spotfire can connect to conventional RDBMS, it can connect to relation database, it can connect to your cloud-based database, or it can simply read a conventional text file, CSV file, and all. So today I'm going to read data from text file. I click on open file and point to my data source file. It is reading the data. It takes a little more time reading the data, and then because I've got only one sheet, therefore the one option in drop down. Had I have multiple sheets all appear in a drop down, it assumes one sheet as one table. And you see I have got a column, country, Tibco has read, Spotfire has read all the column along with the data type. Right? So if you want to go ahead with the default data type, you can go ahead, or you can change the data type as you need them. I'll scroll down and cross check once again all my data types are recognized correctly. I could see all the data types as string, tableau found the numbers as real, operating expense is real, shipping cost is real, and I have got time data type. So it is capable enough to recognize data type, date, string, and time. There are a couple of additional columns I would not like to bring into my system. They have a junk data, so I simply uncheck them. It will not bring into my system. In addition to this, you also see there's an option called data row. So it consists of data. I could also make it as name row in case it contain header row or data type row. I could explicitly mention. Even I can ignore this. So I'll go by default as data row and click on OK. Tibco is reading, Tibco Spotfire reading all the data, and default view will form a bar chart. The default view of Tibco Spotfire bar chart along with the measure as row count. So I'll change the default view. It shows countries and the number of row count. To make it meaningful, I'll replace this row count with a measure. I would also like to draw your attention over here. By default, Tibco Spotfire creates a filter on all the required column, which is dimension over here, like country, city, province, product family, product category. It apply filter automatically over here. So I'll replace this row count with a measure. I like to see different sales for my different countries. I drag and drop my sales and place over here. I can click on this row, a down arrow, and delete, remove this column, row count. So now I could see a meaningful data analysis, column view, sales by each country. It is making meaningful to display the revenue or the sales on top of each bar. So I can right click on top of bar, go to properties, and give a label, all as label. Right? So this is a meaningful data. What else you can do with this? Now we're going to talk about, we see how to connect to personalized version of Excel sheet. I import the data, create a default view called chart view. I can also change the layout of my data. For example, right now I'm looking at a bar chart, but I would like to see a tabular view or a cross tabular view of my data, or I could see all of multiple view together. So let's change the view type. It's a bar chart. I simply right click and switch visualization to table view. This is a table view of my data. So all the column available in Excel sheet, it turns out to be a tabular view. I can click over here and apply filter dynamically. Maybe I like to see data only for a specific product name. I can click on product name or dynamically apply filter on different product line, product category. Apply filter over here. It's all apply runtime. It's so fast. In addition to apply dimension filter, I can also apply filter on measures. So right now I see data for all the sales. I would like to shrink this, scroll this, and apply filter on my data. Right? Tibco Spotfire is smart enough. It allows you to apply filter, and by default set the data type, the view type of filter as is checkbox. Although you have option over here, right click, you can deselect all and select a specific one. You can also right click and change the view of it. Filter type is default is your list box. You can make it to range filter, item filter, radio button, checkbox, up to your need, up to your comfort. Similarly, you can select the majors. By default, major is a range or major date is a range. You can click on the major and change filter type from range to item type. So you can change all the filter properties, everything without just a mouse click away. You don't need to be data scientist to play around with your data. So I'll create another tab over here, another page. Page is work like a tab, and I'll add tabular view once again. So we see tabular view. We see tabular view. We see cross tabular view. I'm going to add. I apply remove filter over here. Display all values everywhere. All data. Okay, I don't have data for this combination, the filter I apply. I'm going to reload all the data. There's an option called undo. Either I can undo this or reload all the data. There's an option called reload all data. So it's going to reload all the data, and I can override the filter over here as well if I want. Okay, so this is a different ways of data visualization. In addition to this, I can change data visualization type from chart, tabular view, and cross tabular view. Cross tabular view forms like a like a cube view. So multi-dimensional database, data visualization of multi-dimensional database is view type as cross tabular view. Okay. I can have multiple view together. So in addition to tabular view, I'll add right click, create another view. I can click on duplicate and turn this view as right click, switch to cross tabular. So right now I have a combination of different countries, different product line and sales. Right, I'll display all values. So if I have a filter, I'm going to remove all the filters over here. Right click, select all, or I can deselect filter. Deselect all the filters. I could see all the data. So it's a tabular view. Cross tabular view is a combination of your rows and column. Intersection of rows and column is your data. Right. One more thing I like to see over here. Right now my data is a currency, displaying them as a number. So I right click, change the data type, format. Here I can change the format over here also. Right click, format to currency. So now I could switch for different countries, different product line is my revenue. I could simply change the layout of it by simple drag and drop. For example, I see product line versus country. I'll change this and say for different stores, product line and product family. I drag and drop. So it's a nesting of product line and product family. In addition to country, I can also drag and drop and add a store name, drag and drop a store. You can also simply click on this down arrow and remove when you do not want a specific member. Down arrow and remove the specific member. So default aggregation is sum. I can also change the aggregation rule. Default aggregation is sum. I can right click. Here I can click on down arrow. The aggregation rule is sum. I override the aggregation rule from sum to average. So this is average sales for different product line for different countries. I can again apply formatting as a currency. I can also add a grand total and subtotal along with my cross tabular view. So in order to add a grand total, I can simply click on this and add a grand total for column and grand total for rows. I could see over here grand total for all the column. This is total sales for product line music for all the countries, books and video respectively. In addition to this, I can also add a grand total for all the rows. I could see the total sales for all product line, total sales for all countries. All of them are just a mouse click away. In addition to grand total, I could also use subtotal. In case I put country and city, I would like to apply subtotal for country followed by city as well. So I can drag and drop city here as well. Under my just drag and drop, add one more layer, nesting of it. So country and city. I click on this and apply subtotal of country. So I could see subtotal for each country, right? So all these options you see just a mouse click away, you can do it. So I just now shown you how to change the view type, bar, tabular, cross tabular view, how to change data type from number to currency, how to change the aggregation rule, apply filter on the fly and change your data, focus on the data element which is pertaining to your job role. We can also have multiple view together, right? I'm going to create a multiple view of the same data to make it meaningful to the business. So now I add another page, and here I like to see a summary view and tabular view. Maybe I drag and drop and add a tabular view. And in addition to this, I also like to have I'll make a duplicate of it and make a bar chart to change the switch type to bar chart. Sorry, line chart, and one more switch type. Right click, duplicate once again, and I create a bar chart. So multiple view of the same business data. I can change the layout over here. I can make a vertical, horizontal, or combination of vertical, horizontal as well. They are related to each other. When I click on one bar, a filter apply on the fly. You see. Right now my bar chart contain data over here, so I'll change this full date to my product line. So product line wise, sales. So there are 3 product line: books, arts, and music. And I can also add sales and operating cost so that we can make correlative study between sales and operating cost. Just drag and drop sales and operating cost over here. It's a nesting. I could see sales and operating cost. I could easily draw a relationship. When my sales was high, my operating costs were also high. As my sales go down, my operating costs also go down, for different product line. Some basic analysis you can do. So multiple view of the same data, I can do it. Just right click, duplicate, and change the data type as well. There's one more thing we can do, very interesting. Over here I can see a detail and summary view together. So whatever you see, I add one more table. I like to see the total sales, a tabular view of it. In addition to this, I would like to see a total summary view of my all data, right? I convert this view to my bar chart, and I would like to see the sales for different countries. So I replace row count with my sales. Okay. Now here in the bottom, I like to see summary view of sales, operating cost, and other measures. So I right click on this, switch visualization to summary table. When I click on summary table, I could see over here I should use a 2 view. Undo this, right click, duplicate with this view, and convert this view to my summary table. So I could see a summary view over here. The total sales, sales total, operating cost total, shipping cost total, total sales, average sales, minimum, maximum, median, and standard deviation. Right. So at one time I can have a summary view of my data, and bar chart will give me a nice detailed view as well. Okay. So as you select a specific country, the dynamically filter changes. So this is, you can see a total sum of sales for Canada, for France, whatever you are selecting, dynamically your summary view getting changed. Right. So there's a correlation between your bar chart and your summary view. In addition to this, I can also add another page, and I add a summary and detailed view in the same page. So I would draw first a tabular view, and then I duplicate this, or I would create a detailed view of it. Okay, it makes sense to turn this view to bar chart so that we can easily correlate them, and I'll add a sales over here, replacing the row count. Okay, now I right click over here and add a summary view to detailed view. Create detailed visualizations. I'll make a tabular view over here. Right. So as you click on a specific country, do you see that the filter apply dynamically on my tabular view? Detailed view for the respective country. And this makes your business analyst job easy. They can focus on a specific country, a specific product line, and analyze their business data. And all these are just a mouse click away. You do not require any scripting language. You don't have to be specialized. You should be good at with your business data only. Finally, you can combine multiple into a single sheet and make a dashboard and share your report. You prepare, as I did over here, use a multiple view of your data in a single sheet. It works like a dashboard, and eventually you can share your report. You can save it. You can turn it to HTML, or you can even simple make it. Let me save it first. The extension in DPX. Save it. Once I prepare my report, I can directly create a business presentation on top of this. You see there's an option to export to Microsoft Excel. Directly I can export from here to Microsoft Excel. So I can create direct business presentation of my data. It take a snapshot of my data. Right. So this is the first part of the Tibco Spotfire. In subsequent session, I'm going to show you how to create data pattern, advanced data analysis, integrating with R programming, writing calculation, complex filters, and how to publish your report over server. So everybody can contribute and share the same business data. For today, I'm going to stop over here. I thanks all of you to join today's session. Should you have any question, please feel free to write to us or visit our site www.bsptrainings.com. Thank you and have a great day ahead.